Your body's my party, so let's get it started. No worries, I got you. I know how you like it. You're special, I feel that. Better come down and let me take control. Dying to live for you, baby. Let's go. Say big man, but you're fucking with a real one. I wanted you to know. Dying to live for you, I could soothe your soul. Man, I feel like I'm going crazy. Ain't been into misbehaving, but I set my eyes on you. Now my senses going crazy. Man, this room is spinning. This shit is blazing red. All these thoughts inside my head don't even sound like me. Shit, I don't know what else to do. I need it bad, it's coming through. Know when I give control to you, everything gon' feel like new. I'm trying to resist, ain't trying to feel like this. Man, this shit gets so intense. That's why I'm giving in. It's a different type of life. Gotta be strong to survive. Careful looking in my eyes. Follow me in for a ride. It's a different type of life. Gotta be strong to survive. Careful looking in my eyes. Follow me in for a ride. Your body's my party, so let's get it started. No worries, I got you. I know how you like it. You're special, I feel that. Better come down and let me take control. Dying to live for you, baby. Let's go. Say big man, but you're fucking with a real one. Yeah. I wanted you to know. You like that? Dying to live for you, I could soothe your soul. I don't know what that was.
You know what I'm saying?
You are- Ah.
What it do? What it do? It's your girl Raya X with the Raya X Show, and today I have Ze.The.Goddess.
What's up?
What it do, girl?
Oh my goodness. Been waiting to do this for too long. Too long. No, real shit.
Right.
What you on? So I'm a lot of instant because I feel like it's gonna give some good energy while we do this.
Okay, go ahead.
Black
Feel free.
Musk. It's supposed to, protect your spaces and stuff. So definitely gotta keep the vibes right.
Right, definitely. It always starts with the vibes.
Always that. Hold on. Let's get this right.
Take your time. You good?
Yeah, perfect. We're good. What's up?
Ready?
How's it going? Absolutely.
Good. How are you?
Awesome. As always, awesome. Thankful and grateful to be alive. Grateful to be doing what I love.
Right.
Journey. I be feeling like Hercules sometimes. I be feeling like heroes that you'll meet, like, how like they really be going through it and it's not the same type of through it.
Yeah.
But girl, like just living life and going through regular day stuff and still being able to say, okay, at the end of the day, I'm chasing what I love, I'm giving it 100%. So
right.
Good, man. It's good vibes.
I feel you. I see you starting off with the good vibes already. And everything. That's how you come in.
No, that's the energy. Yeah, for sure though.
So
but not like I've been waiting to do this since what's his we was on the same video shoot.
Yeah.
Then so it was like, I've been like for like a year now. I'm like, man, like we gotta get together, we gotta live, we gotta make this happen for sure.
But I'm happy you on the show. I'm so happy.
Now I've been seeing you glossed up, all the other artists stuff. I feel like it's really, really cool that you like giving people an opportunity to talk about the stuff that people wouldn't normally know, unless somebody put them on a platform, to know those things. So I mean, I feel like that's really awesome in itself. Like, kudos to you.
Thank you. I appreciate it, girl. I really do. I appreciate the love. It's a lot of love.
It's only up from here. Real shit.
So tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay. I was originally born in Danville, Illinois. Not to be confused with Chicago. It's a couple, miles or whatever away, but born and raised in Danville, Illinois. My mom is a Pisces like me, so she's kind of crazy. Likes to move a lot. She likes to, see different things, I guess. So I ended up moving a lot of different places, and we settled here in Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I was in like ninth grade, like early ninth grade. And I mean, like I've always kind of known like I wanted to do music. Like that's like since I think I can remember, and since I could talk, like
Right.
music is a thing for me. Like all my people are from the
Wow.
church.
So since you were like a itty bitty, you
Yeah,
thought about making
yeah,
music? Wow.
yeah. No, for real. Not in the way that I'm making it now, but like all my people are, I'm from a church environment. Like, my granddad was a pastor, one of my uncles was a pastor, first ladies praise team choir, like that's all I got in my my blood. So it's like
So it all started from there. It all started
yeah,
there.
yeah, on some real Fantasia life type. But like I don't know, there was always just a love there, like, and a pure love at that, like a really genuine love for music.
Right.
It helps to be able to express myself in a lot of different ways, and I say like maybe like ninth grade ish, there was like a talent show. It was like a really big talent show in my high school back home. And
Yeah.
like that was the first time I really like branched out on my own. I wrote my own first song. And it was, and I
Oh
was like,
my God,
wow,
for real?
it's probably like, yeah, it's probably like,
Oh,
really like,
you
oh God.
probably was so nervous too, wasn't you?
Yo, when I tell you, okay, when I auditioned the song, because when I wrote it, it had like a whole speaking part before it, like
Right.
also real throwback stuff, like yeah, and so like when I auditioned it, one of my teachers, she's an AKA, okay, right? She's like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, she's out here talking, like they would just be making like
They
a
were
lot
trying
of
to
fun.
hype it up. They were trying to
Yeah,
hype it up.
it was,
Yeah,
it was a
yeah.
lot of it was a lot of shit talking and stuff too, though. But when it came to like actually doing it, like that was the first time I knew like this is what I'm supposed to do. Like like
Right.
I was scared about going out. Like I know I used to
How
my
did you
hands
feel
all
during
night
that
long.
experience though?
Y'all,
Like,
it was crazy. It was like I had planned it all in my head. I was like, okay, I'm gonna put a chair in the middle of the stage. I'm gonna have
yeah.
curtain closed, and then I'm gonna be in a chair and I'm gonna have open up the curtains, and it's
Oh,
gonna be like a grand reveal, and I'm gonna start singing and talking and whatever. And I tell you, I was like, man, if this doesn't go exactly how I think it's gonna go in my head,
yeah.
it's a joke, bro. It's looking bad for me at the rest of school, but it was crazy because it was like I feel like something kind of just took over me, like when I'm
Yeah.
on the stage, and I kind of just man, like I went down and started singing to a popular boy in my school in the crowd. Like it was really crazy. Like the school was lit. Like the
Damn,
school was
all of us, that
excited, bro.
confidence swooped right in there.
But I had never done anything like that. I've been used to only singing in the church and singing on Sunday, so it was never that type of energy. So like
Right.
for that to have happened, it was like, well, shoot, like Z, nice to meet you. Like my first name Destiny, but it was like Z, nice to meet you. Like you here, So
Yeah.
it was really like to me, like this is absolutely what I'm meant to do. So from there, it just started a path, And when we moved to Georgia, it was even more so like opportunity just everywhere, like
Right.
to do.
All in your
I
face.
want to do.
All in
Yeah,
your face.
no, for real.
Bam,
Like
bam,
every other
bam.
person you meet is a producer, engineer, or a singer or artist, So it's like it was just a lot of opportunity, man. I just started meeting a lot of people and put myself out there, and it's been going up. Like it's definitely been going up. But now I'm a Pisces. I'm very chill. I say a lot of people might say I'm very sensitive,
Well,
but
to each his own.
to each his own, for real.
Yeah,
Like
to each his own on that one.
no, I'm a little sensitive, but it's okay. I feel like my sensitivity allows me to be able to understand people, a little bit better. Like I'm more empathetic, so I'm able to
Right.
kind of, I don't know. I feel for people, I'm a really hardy person. So, as much
Humanitarian
as
all
I'm
the way, huh?
sensitive, yeah, as much as I'm sensitive, I want to help. I want to see people happy. I want to see people smiling. So, like that's my whole energy is just like love and good vibes. Like if I can keep it
Right.
there, then that's everything to me. Like that's everything. But it's real chill, man. It's real chill. Like that's the everyday thing. Music, beats, and working and practicing, getting this bread. Like that's everyday thing.
That's that energy you gotta keep. You gotta keep
Yeah,
that type of energy.
no, for real. Yeah, especially now. Especially now.
Yes,
Like
right
a
now.
lot going on. So like your hustle and your
And
mentality really needs
Mercury's
to
in
be on.
retrograde right now.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
And I've been seeing it all up through my phone and DMs. I'm telling you, like, yeah, So I mean, lately I really try to stay aware of like my emotional and physical and like mental like where I'm at with all those, because like,
right. There's a lot going on
right now. It's really easy to get swept up into some shit, and you're just, man,
you're
mind
going
crazy, you know?
spirals in that
Like,
motherfucker.
yeah, so it's like, for me, like, even sometimes for me, that means, like, with my career being what it is, like, social media is a tool that is, something that's big, like, for artists, to get your music out there and all that. But even for me, sometimes, I have to take a step back. Like, I have to, like, let it be, get some space, some time to me, where I'm not.
You can't get too caught up in it. Too caught.
Yeah, I was watching this like podcast called The Grapevine, and like they were talking about how, like, I don't know, like, people really get, like, it's like it should have been invented for like a marketing tool to help people market themselves, stay social with other people that that you're familiar with. But I feel like it's become now, like, y'all use it as a standard to kind of either place value on your own life or place value on other people's lives. And we get kind of swept up in that. And it's like, you don't know what's going on behind these pretty pictures and, videos and whatever. So you really just got to kind of stay in the reality of it and make sure that you're, it's fun and cool and pretty and all. But for me, it's just like trying to make sure I find that balance between, okay, I need to do this for work. I need to be on Instagram.
I need to focus on work. I can't be
for real.
what other people are doing.
But even in like working a lot, like you see so much going down your feed all day long.
All day.
It's really, really easy to
get consumed.
Start comparing yourself, starting to be like, well, why is that situation moving faster than my situation, or like those type of like ideas and stuff. And it's like, it's like, especially for artists, I would say for artists, like they really need to, like, from everybody, they really, really need to make sure that they're able to take that time back, because it is like this artist thing is like it's a race in a sense, like of course, like what's going to happen for you is going to happen for you. But, like you can get on Insta, you can see people working this type of way. And then you feel like,
competition.
It's competition. It's a lot of competition. But for me to make sure that I'm staying in my own lane, because God's going to give me what I'm supposed to have when I'm supposed to have it. It's kind of like, I'll do what I got to do. I'll make my few posts early in the morning, or I'll schedule my posts to be, thrown out there. And then it's like, okay, this is me time now. I can practice. I can write songs from a really genuine place, or, I can strategize my way up on my own, and it'd be my way, not me trying to like follow the footsteps of somebody else, because I feel like ultimately, like, that's not really a way that works, like, no. You got to find your own path into the shit. Like, you got to find your own way there for sure. Like, so for me, like, that's definitely you gotta keep it straight with that, man. Like, you gotta keep it straight for sure. It gets crazy on these sites.
So what you think about, like, it get crazy. Like, what you think about all this stuff that's going on the news and stuff? Like,
girl, I done seen some stuff even about, like,
I seen actually
the US saying stuff about aliens.
Yeah.
All types of other, I'm like, like,
I seen this one post you had on Instagram earlier today on your story about the I actually was just talking about that, about the release of episode. I was talking about the Arkansas trooper that flipped over that pregnant car.
Girl. And you know what? To me, it's like I found myself in the last few years becoming very, like, I've always been pro-Black, but becoming very, like, almost to a point where it's like, I'm not an angry person. I'm not like one of those people. I'm really chill, but there's been like anger inside of me lately. Off of seeing what's going on out here, and it's like, I don't know, in a tight way, bro. It can really make you feel really like you can't do nothing, like you have no options. Like, I'm only one person. What can I do? But my thing is, like, there's always something, any way that you can choose to, and I know right now it's kind of this deal between like cops and government and citizens and Black people and all these different groups of people who want to be heard, but for me, it's like, empower the things, like, there's talking about it. There's, oh yeah, this is bad. This is bad. This is bad. This needs to be fixed. This needs to be fixed, but do what you can, so for me, my place of doing what I could, I took it upon myself, and this was something that was instilled in me by my grandfather. But I took it to myself, like while this whole COVID quarantine stuff was happening, to go out there and feed the homeless, like, rustle up some food, make some meals, and go out there and give it out as much as I could to whoever would take it, to whoever wanted it and was there, So it was like, you got to do what you can, and not really, because the news will make you go crazy. The news will make you like depressed. The news will really like kill your energy, So it's like being aware, but then also, being one of those people who, even if it's just a little bit, even if it's only like you can go out and give water bottles, it's hot as hell in Georgia. It's hot for real. So, like even something as small as like going out and giving water bottles, to the people who are less fortunate than you, is a big step. Like empowering your community, being there for your community when you can, and speaking up and spreading the word, spreading things that are going on, making people, who might not be unaware, use the platform you have, whatever platform that is, to voice the things that are important to you. So, I mean, that's kind of been something that I've been trying to do. We got some stuff in the works, for sure. I'm really big on the youth. I have a lot of little brothers, little cousins, and all types of, I come in contact with a lot of youthful people and young people. So for me, it's like, I feel like us being the age that we are and the place that we are, we're right in between that, here and here. So it's like, we should be the ones to, hey, look out for them and tell them what needs to be known and tell them so they can be on a faster, straighter path to what is already going to happen. Like if it means, you're pulling and pushing into these people's dreams, these younger people's dreams, and they're, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. And you can inspire them and tell them, okay, well, this is how you can do it. This is how you can get that done. Or just being there for them, in whatever type of way you can be. Like I'm for the youth. So we got some things in the works right now that are going to be able to really, really push our youth forward. Only a few at a time, a handful at a time, but just doing what you can do to like, make things better and not just being one of those people who sits on the sidelines and like, oh, that's awful. Wow. That's awful. That's bad. That's bad. That's bad. Somebody should change it. Like you have every day to change it, just like, the politicians that you depend on and all that. So I feel like, everybody should get out there and do what you can, man. Like if it means talking to your little cousin or your little brother and telling them, hey, like you should. It's like even
if you don't have anything, you can still
exactly
the right words somebody and influence somebody.
And inspiration is everything. Inspiration is everything, because like if you can inspire, I know a lot of young kids out here, and especially our boys. And I say this because I have two little brothers and a lot of younger male cousins. I know that they can get into situations that are, it is what it is. It's a lot of, but even behind that, it's a lot of stuff that, has led to that point, that has led our people to do what type of stuff is happening now, like survival type stuff, So it's like, for me, like, even if you can put your cousin on a game, like there's another way to do things, like there's not only this path, there's also this path, and it can make you just as much money, can make you just as fruitful, just as successful, and it's less of the risk. So, even if it's something like that, like my little brother just recently told me he wants to go into photography, and that's something he's never said. So it's like, okay, if I can get you to be into, invest in you a camera, invest in that, and put you out there, bring you to events with me, where I'm around all these other people and teach you how to network and teach you how to talk and present yourself. And like, you could go so far in this path and start gaining us like Black equity, start gaining us a little bit of more, of a standpoint as Black people, as melanated people, then it's like, that's a win. That's 100%. That's big energy, So that's what I mean. Like when I say like, yeah, we see what's going on in the news. We see like the world's going crazy and wild, but there's so many things that you can do just being one person, to really help, all of that go in a different direction, even if you don't feel like it is. I feel like it's like throwing like a stone into a pond, and kind of like that ripple effect. Like you could touch him and he could touch all his friends and homies, and then it could touch, a whole group of people. So you just never know. And I'm really big on that.
You never know how your words are going to impact somebody else.
And that's real. That's real. Like there's been so many people who've impacted me to this point, because like as an artist, there's a lot of times where, you go through those times of, man, like is this the vibe? Like I could be doing something else and getting paid for it right now, or I could, keep going to. And there's been so many people who have just like, hey man, keep at it, do it, and I'm proud of you. I see what you're doing. I respect your hustle. I respect,
Right.
I like everything you're doing. So like things like that even help me to keep going and help me to push harder and
like it could
go
be the
harder.
simplest. It could be the most simplest thing somebody could say to you.
No, and that's what I'm saying. So you just really never know. You just really never know. So I really encourage people to, and sometimes like God is leading you. God is putting you in that position to speak those words to that person,
Right.
Or the other way around. Like that's God sometimes. Like that person needed to hear what you have to say, like from you,
Right.
So a lot of the times,
because we're all one.
Exactly. And that's real stuff. That's real stuff. That's the crazy part about everything that's going on now. Like it's such a divide in everything. It's a divide in Black people, white people, races, sexism, sex choices, all these things. Like there's so many divides. And it's like when you really realize it, like we're all facing the same problems.
They're trying to put us against each other.
Yeah, when really it should be all of us coming together. Like I'm big on love, tatted on my hand. I'm big on love. So, loving everybody, and it's not really your place. It's not your place to speak down to another person or judge another person or you can have your feelings, maybe you don't like them to keep your distance. And in my opinion, you don't like them, keep your distance. It don't have to be a thing where it's vocal or where it's hateful or, trying to disrupt this person's peace or their life, it never has to be that type of situation. So for me, it's just like, there needs to be more of a value of life. I feel like there's a real lack of like value of life right now. And it's like, that's what is making everything that much harder, because if you can value someone's life to the point where you like in an equal way that you value your own life, then it's like, yeah, you can hate them all day. You can dislike them. You can dislike what they do, but you'll value the life so much that it's like, okay, well, I'll just go somewhere else. I'll just keep to myself, in my own space. But like, there's so much divide and disrespect and like attack and assault these days. It's like, it's really dangerous. It's really dangerous, man. And I really have to keep my face in like like a state of like peace and calmness and try to like stay at a, because it's crazy, man. It's getting crazier and crazier every day.
It is.
So even on that behalf, I would tell people, to really prepare yourselves, because you never know what's going to happen. I never in my life thought I would see a day where the entire fucking world shuts down. Like the entire world at the same time. Everybody's locked in their house. Nobody knows what to do. Nobody knows what we're doing.
On the news, they were saying they were opening back everything up, and people just going out and having
it's a money game. It's a money game. It's a money game. So in my head, I feel like, okay, if you're gonna play these type of money games with me, knowing that health is like an issue right now, then it's like I have to get smart and play those same money games with you. So like even when all this started, like I was working 3 jobs and doing my music before COVID started. Real hustle mentality. Like, and so when it did start and they put out that message that, oh yeah, this is a new thing, it's getting bigger and bigger out here. I think about like January, February, March, maybe like March, April-ish. All 3 of my jobs, very social. No, don't come into work, go home, stay home, quarantine. Wow. And I tell you, bro, like I started a business. It was like, to me, like you can't control my money. You can't control my bank account. You can't control, any of that. I never thought I'd see the day, but it drove me into being a saleswoman. I was about to say salesman, but a saleswoman. It drove me into like making a hustle that was gonna be able to, regardless of what y'all saying, what y'all got going on, I'm gonna make sure me and mine is straight. So I started an organic skincare business. That's really been blossoming.
Rise in Beauty, right?
Rise and Set Beauty, yeah. So like sunrise and sunset all day, yeah. So I mean, it was like crazy because I already was using natural and organic products for me and my son, but it was like, okay, well, even in me doing this, like I could sell this and it would be genuinely helping my community. Like, having to go to the stores and buy things that aren't made for your skin or your hair type or anything like that. But this is made for melanated skin. This is made for melanated people. So, it's going to do what it needs to do. And it's also like, I don't know. I got deeper and deeper into it. And now I'm just on a path where it's like, everything that I need, everything that we all need as a people, God has already put on this earth for us, So it's like, I'm gonna just go ahead and dabble and dip in what God already put here, and I'm gonna make it into magic, and I'm gonna send it out with love and intention, and I'm gonna try to bless my people and up my people. And the goal in all of this, right now, of course, is starting off where it is. It's small, flourishing, but small. Okay. But the goal is that one day, you know, this is going to like blossom into something so big and beautiful that I'll be able to put so many different people of my kind, my people, my tribe onto something, you know, give different jobs, have different stores in different countries, different states, and really be able to like bless my people, you know, like put my people in a position to win, you know, and grow.
And that's how everybody should be.
And that, yeah, but you know what? There's a lot of people that aren't even onto this information. I wasn't onto this information until before COVID, before quarantine, like post quarantine. I wasn't thinking about it because in my head, it was like, okay, well, I can go to a job, you know, and maybe I don't like the job, but I can make my money there. You know, I go in, I do my work, I come home, I don't gotta think about it. But it's like when you could be using your time, like God gives every single person on this earth a gift and a talent and like something that they're into, a passion. Yeah, you know, so it's like if you can just take that time to sit back and look at what that is and start to put some time towards that, you know, and start to let it build, it's got nowhere to go but up, you know. So it's like I'm big for that, you know, and people got to know first. So you got to be able to put that information out there for people to know. But it's definitely like when I tell you, I started off and I mean, this probably will be my most humble story. But I started off a blanket in Piedmont Park, you know, with only with only a few variations of products. And I'm telling you, like, it's to the point now where like I've met people who have invited me out of state to vend, you know, in different type of arenas with different types of people, different types of salesmen, saleswomen, whatever you want to call it. But like, you know, I've been in a situation where, you know, selling out there where I was and where I was at and being humble about what it was, you know, got me to a place where, okay, people are inviting me to Los Angeles to come sell at a festival, you know, because they respect the fact that it's all Black, it's all natural, all organic. And I go out there and just more love shown, more connections made, more networking, more, you know, business. So it's like, you know, you just got to put yourself out there. You got to believe in yourself. You got to believe and have a pure purpose for what you're doing. And it'll play out right. Like it'll give you everything it's supposed to give you. And that's really God. I feel like that's God's plan. That's God's real plan. He gives everything you need to you already. You know, it's just up to you on what you want to do with it and how you want to move with it. So, you know, like I encourage everybody and anybody out there who that thing that's deep inside you that kind of nudges at you like, man, I really like doing this. Like, you know, when you're doing it, you be smiling, you be in a good mood,
you be all up in it.
Like that thing, that's what everybody needs to get into. Instead of, you know, oh, let me do this because I have to make ends meet, or let me do this because I have to, or, you know, whatever the case is. I know everybody's situation is different. But make a couple hours or, you know, an hour a day or something.
You gotta at least take some time for yourself.
Yeah. And
some type of time. Even if it's goddamn 5 minutes, goddamn.
Absolutely. I'm trying to tell you, like, I don't know. I feel like that's the future of a bright world for everybody. Like once everybody gets so into themselves, and I don't mean to say this in like a prideful way, you know, or I don't know, but like once everybody gets so into themselves and what it is they want from life, what it is that they can do for their own lives and for other people's lives, I feel like that will be like the utopia of fucking worlds. Like, you know, because right now it's in a space where everybody's really worried about what everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
You know? And it's
right.
Like,
what the next person doing, what they cousin doing, what they friend doing.
All of our social sites kind of contribute to that energy too. You know, like you're always seeing what everybody else is doing. You have complete access all the time, all day, all night. So it's like, if everybody was just focused on what it is they had to offer the world,
right,
and they bettered themselves at that, and they worked on that and got it to like top tier status, you know, it's a line. Nobody can beat me in this. Like I feel like the world would be a crazy better place. Like
it's just the fact. It's just the fact that everybody's programmed.
It's very programmed-ish, right?
Yes,
it's very like robot. It's very like, okay, like follower mentality. And I know everybody's not a leader, but you know, I feel like you follow to learn to lead, you know?
Exactly.
But if you're not following what you're even supposed to be, like you're not even in the lane you're supposed to be following, and it's like, everybody look up, like, what is this person doing here? Like, you know, like the people like right now, and I mean, I'll get in on shaky ground with this, you know. A lot of people have opinions about this, but I feel like music right now is in a state of trash. Okay, so that's just my opinion because I feel like it's a lot of people. It's a lot of people.
I honestly feel you on that.
Look, and nobody wants to.
I actually had a conversation about that, so I feel you.
But a lot of people don't want to like, you know, admit it and be faced with it. Like, it's like we like these artists because of how they look. We like these artists because of their personalities, because of how they dress. But it's like, is this your actual craft? Is this what you actually wanted to do, or did you hop in this field of things because you thought, okay, this is what's gonna make me some money, like this is gonna make me some bread, you know? So it's like a person like me, who, like I said, you know, is genuinely in love with music. I work to perfect my craft, regardless of if people bought it, liked it, didn't like it. I would be in music somewhere, you know, like this is what I love to do. It's what caters to my heart. It's what makes me a happy person. It's what allows me to walk out the door smiling, you know, and all that good stuff. So it's like, for me, it's, if that's not your field of expertise, if that's not your field of wanting to do things, if that's not where you really, really want to go, if it had nothing, if money was no object, if money was not a thought in the process, then what would you do? And I feel like that for me is like what I feel like everybody should aim for. If money wasn't, you know, a part of the situation of the equation.
See, now, you know, years and years ago, there was no money.
Girl. But this is my thing. This is my thing for especially for melanated people. It's like, now that we have this freedom in America, as crazy as this freedom is, yeah, it does, you know, our skin and our race, our ethnicities, they do play a part in how we live in America. But my thing is take what you're given and do what you want to do with your life. Like, because like on some real YOLO activity, like, you only live one time. Every single day, every hour is precious.
In this body.
Get that.
This body.
In this body, in this life, you know. So it's
you
like,
only got one time in this body.
My thing is make the most of it, though. You know, don't try to make yourself into something that you're not to navigate through this world, like, because you're gonna better navigate when you're doing what it is you're supposed to do.
Exactly.
You feel me? So it's like, yeah, like if you good at games and you good at like tech and engineer, then do that. No, if you're smart, you know, you into all that, then do that. Don't try to, okay, well, now I'm a fake a rapper, or I'm a fake a hood nigga, you know, and I'm gonna go rap about stuff that I don't actually do.
It's okay to do more than one thing. It's okay to, you know, you can do more than one thing, but if you know you're not good at it, don't do it. Or you could keep trying to perfect it.
Music right now is so diluted, so it's really like, what I feel like people like out of music right now is not even really the music itself. I thought it's the producer, it's the beat, like it's the way it rides, like regardless of what the person is saying on that track.
I'm gonna have to agree. It's definitely
it's the beat, it's the way it rides, it's the way it bumps. So it's like, it's not even like you really looking at this artist like, oh man, them up against Beyonce, them up against Whitney, them up against Michael, man, couldn't. No, like it's not that type of situation. Like, it's like, man, they're mediocre, but this beat,
it's all about the type of message you're trying to send to the people.
Yeah, you know, and I just, it's kind of annoying to me when I see like artists who aren't really for the art being artists, because it's like, you just taking up space. Like, just move around, go do what you really, really want to do, you know? And get those people who actually are built and made for this and given by God this gift, let them run that territory, and you go run the territory that you're supposed to run. I feel like a lot of people are out of pocket. A lot of people are out of pocket, and I'm calling it out right now. Like, a lot of people are out of pocket.
We calling y'all asses out in this motherfucker right now.
Have no place in this, you know, and that's why every other person you ask or talk to is, oh yeah, I'm an artist, I'm this, I'm that, you know. But it's like, me, like, nah, you gotta come harder. Show me you an artist, but because I'm gonna show you, like, you know, there's no box you could put me in. There's
definitely the lyrical,
mumbling,
the creativity it ain't there no more.
That's what I'm saying. It's a whole lot of ad-libbing, bro. It's a whole lot of ad-libbing on fire beats.
It's the ad-libs and the
I'm done with it. I'm done with it. I'm over it. It's gotta go. It's in the trash. It's gotta go. Like, it's not a move anymore. Like, I feel like coming into 2021, like, we in the future, bro. We're in the future right now. So it's like, it's time, bro. It's time to get back to real music. It's time to get back to real like made from the soul music, like shit that you can feel. Like I love listening to old music because it's
the fact that people
genuine.
need to be more cultural, more about their culture. Their
And more about some real shit. Because a lot of these people out here is not.
it's because we're so Americanized at this
Girl, I'm
point.
trying to tell you. And I mean, even saying that, I have I ain't gonna speak too much on it, but Juneteenth is a very special date. And
Yeah.
this year for Juneteenth, we're going crazy. We're
Ooh,
going
shit.
crazy. And it's for the culture all the way. It's for
So
the culture all the way.
what's Juneteenth about?
So basically it's the independence of Black people. And I'm pretty sure it started at a country or a state, but for me, it's the Independence Day for all melanated Black people, you know. So instead of the 4th of July, which they'll try to convince you is your Independence Day, that is not our Independence Day,
No, it's
okay?
not.
It is not our Independence Day. It's a day that they mock up and do all this up so you can go shopping and go get all this stuff for
Exactly.
4th of July so they can make money off you. They
Consuming,
can make
consuming, consuming.
consumer
Yep.
consumer efforts. Yeah. So
Yep.
they're making money off of you for that holiday. And that's really the case with a lot of these. I noticed while we were on quarantine, they
Yeah.
literally only like they stopped the quarantine messages for those couple days around the holidays. So people will come
Right.
back feel like it's okay. Like Halloween, 4th of
That
July,
shit
Memorial
wow.
Day. It was crazy. It was crazy. It
Right.
was like I would watch it and it's like the day before these holidays, you see like the little
What
bomb
happened
line
to social
across the street.
distancing? What
Oh,
happened
yeah, it's like
to
100,000 deaths, 100,000 deaths from COVID, you know, and then the next day it's like Halloween Eve, and it's like,
Right.
oh, go to Walmart and get your costumes for 50% off or something. It's
Right.
like, so it's like, you know, what is y'all real? Because it's like one day you telling us it's deadly if we even step outside our door, and then the
Right.
next it's the holiday
And
and
the
we need to
next
make
day
a
y'all want
bread.
us to go buy shit.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like
Right.
you gotta look at it. You really, really gotta look at it because it's like it's a lot of play. It's a lot of games being happened, you know, in
Right.
your face with it. So for me, it's like
It's
I
like
don't
there's
know.
subliminals being thrown constantly every single
Everywhere,
day in
everywhere,
everything that you
man.
watch. Not just the news,
And I'm
in
telling you,
everything that you watch.
like it just really like if no one has told you at this point, you really got to set shit up for yourself and your family. You got to
Right.
make sure outside of this job paying me this week, I'm gonna make sure I got this bread to make sure we're good. Home,
Right.
food, all that, that I'm straight. So I'm not, you know, telling nobody to go do nothing illegal or nothing like that. But make sure your people are straight because you can't always depend on your employers, your government, your president, even, you know, to look out for you and
Right.
yours. And a lot of people were going through that, like during this whole situation. Like a lot of people were going through it because it's like, okay, well, I go to work every day. You know, I don't ever miss work. I don't, you know, but it came to a point where everybody was shut down. So
Right.
even that, you didn't have a choice. You didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
You know? So it was like, what are you gonna do now? So I
It's by
encourage
force.
everybody now, while you have the time, while you have a little bit of freedom and a little bit of, you know, flexibility to really get
Yeah.
on that, find what it is that you're good and skilled at that's gonna make you the money you need to make, because like that's gonna be your best lane, your best bet. Depending on these people, these jobs, everything is about to change. When I tell you everything is about to change, everything is about to change. We went into quarantine and I feel like we were in the present. Okay. We
Right.
came out of quarantine and we're in the future. And this is real
Right.
talk. They're getting machines to do everything.
Right.
Like it's like machines and all the
You know,
regular
years and
jobs,
years
the
ago, they had that
manufacturers,
technology.
girl. And it's like everything that a human can do, they're not having machines to do those things. So they're about to get
Right.
rid of jobs, period. So it's like
Yeah.
to me, it's like find that thing that's already in you that is the skill. You like working with cars, work with cars. You like tech and all that, work with that. You like media and marketing and social media, then that's your lane. But get in your lane, stay in it, learn it, you know, boss at it, like do what you gotta do. But the people who are, you know, thinking that everything's about to be normal again,
Right.
it's not gonna be normal.
No.
It's not gonna be normal at all. You
It's
know,
not.
it's a
It's like
different world.
they're trying to make it seem like, oh, coronavirus finna go away. What happened to Ebola? What happened to
The
HIV? What
split,
happened to AIDS? What happened to all?
girl. The split is right here, right now. The split is gonna be like this,
Right.
okay? Because it's like there's not really gonna be access to those regular jobs. They're not gonna be like access to, you know, these like warehouses and fast food and delivery, like all that stuff. You got driving cars, you got
Yep.
machines that can make burgers, fries, and stuff on time. better than you, okay?
Right.
Who got
And faster than
freaking,
you.
yeah, faster than you, okay? Like, so it's like you're battling up against a machine that timely wise is better, like a cost efficient wise. They don't have to pay this machine, you know.
No.
So it's like that's the world we're getting to. So my thing is find whatever it is that you're into, skill, like, passion, whatever desire, and make that work for you and yours. You know, however
Right.
you gotta do it, however you gotta. If you're just a social person and you can't really identify something about yourself, if you gotta go out there and sell something for something, like sell a product for somebody else, like, you know, I've seen a lot of people invested in just like, you know, like my cousin, she's into baking. She started a bakery business over this whole thing. You know, I've
Oh
seen
wow.
people invest in wholesale things. You
Right.
know, people are always going to want to buy. People are always going to want to spend. There's always going to be consumers. So, you know, find these things that consumers want, do your investigation and do your information and doing all that and get that and, you know, put it back out there, sell it back out there, you know,
Right.
be that person in your community. Because what you'll find is like in a lot of these Black communities and melanated communities, you'll have people come into those communities who aren't of that origin, who aren't Black, who aren't, you know, Hispanic or
Right.
Latino or anything like that. And they'll be having the stores, you
Right.
know, they'll be running the stores and you giving all of them your money. But it's like, be that person in your neighborhood, you know, like
Right.
that starts that movement. And oh, I sell this now too. Like there's, and I hate to say this, but there's a liquor store around me. You know, I'm on the east
Yeah.
side, so there's a
Yeah.
liquor store around me. It's a Black guy. He just started it not too long ago. You know, and
Yeah.
it's growing because it's like, you know, we're used to only having certain options of people to go to. You know, and
Right.
even when you go into those stores, you're not always treated the best. You know, so it's like you be that person. You invest in what it is that you want to see in your community, you know.
Right.
And I feel like it'll be the start of a, I mean, like when I say money train, everybody getting money, everybody getting rich, everybody going up. Like I feel like
Everybody going up.
that's gonna be the change of it. Like people really got to look inside though. People got to stop looking outside next door and across the street and start looking inside to what it is. What can I do? You know,
Right.
what am I good at? What do I like to do? You know, on a daily. Because
Right.
you know, most of the time you'll find that it's almost like like I know a lot of people who have like, you know, I mean, you eat a plate from them and it's like, oh my God, like it's so good. Like you
Right.
need to be a chef, you need to get a kitchen, you need to do a restaurant type, you know.
Right.
It'll be something as simple as that, something you do every single day that can really like make your life change, you know, and you just can't see it because you think
Exactly.
this is the only way to do things, you know. But there's, when I'm telling you, girl, there's a lot of people on the way. I'm gonna put this information out there. People need to know.
No,
People
it
really
needs to be
know.
said. That's exactly why I have
People
you
really
on
need to
here.
know. No, for a
Yep.
fact. We politically woke, okay? We woke. We
Exactly.
woke for the people at that, for the culture.
Right.
Period. No cap.
100%. So let's talk about the music.
Let's get to it. I've been waiting on the conversation.
So now you know when I first actually met you, one of the songs that really caught my attention. I love this song. I love this song to death. I swear. It's called Void.
Yes.
That's one of my favorite songs by you.
Are you kidding?
I'm
That's so
serious.
crazy. You know what?
Yeah.
It's like Board was like the second track I came with, and it was like
Oh,
for
really?
me,
That was your second track?
that was my second track.
Wow.
And I was so nervous to put it out because I'm like, you know, what if it doesn't
Why?
respond well? It's very jazzy, you know, it's very like
I
plain,
love
it's
that.
very
That's what
like,
I loved about it.
yeah, but you know, it could be taken different types of ways for like I know a lot of people who are very into like a trap lane, like a trap hip hop lane, you know, but I really wanted to be able to speak across the board to a lot of different people, you know.
Right.
So for me, and that whole song has a story. Like that whole song has a story. So
I gotta
it's like,
hear it.
yeah, it's like I was working in this studio and we were like, I heard the beat before studio and I was like, I gotta do something to that beat. Like it's so crazy. It's so simple. So like it's gonna stay with you, you know. So it was like if I can just find a way to express what the beat is expected of me, you know, because I feel like all these beats that I use, like I'm really particular and like picky. Like the beat has to speak to me. Like the beats to me are alive. Like they're just as living as I am. So the beat has something to say, you know. So it's not just me writing random words and trying to rhyme. You know, the beat speaks to me a certain message, and it's my job as an artist to be able to convey that message to the listeners. And so me and the beat, if me and the beat can meet in the middle and both send out what needs to be sent out, that's the tracks that you get that, man, I play this when I'm heartbroken. I play this when I'm mad. I play this when I'm lit, you know, and it'd be that track that really helps you express, you know, those emotions, help you bring that stuff inside, outside. So when it came to Void, if we just being straight honest, and we're gonna have to get into some type of rated R right now.
No,
but if we being real, girl,
have you watched my show?
Look, here goes down on that. Here goes down on that. But no, if we're being real, when it came to the whole thing, I had been on a journey of celibacy, so I was not having any sex with anybody. I wasn't really even on a romantic vibe, scenery, nothing like that. It was like, to me, like, bitch, I was horny. I was really like, I was feeling a type of way. I was feeling a type of way. And so to me, it was like this feeling of, let me express that feeling of like really, really wanting and desiring and craving like that, you know, intimacy from another being, you know, and wanting to feel somebody's heat on you. But I went in the studio and I did it, and it was so crazy. Like when I finished, like everybody in the studio was like wearing the same face I was. Like, oh God, like you just went there, like you just went there, you know, like you really just, you know.
Oh, that's how you
feel. I mean, when I tell you, it was so funny because even down to like certain ad libs and stuff. Like I had to ask the engineer to like leave the room. Like it was that uncomfortable for me, like, you know, because this is stuff that I only do in private spaces. So it was like even having like the engineer there and being in that type of energy, like I was like, okay, man, like, can you like just for a second so I can do the ad libs, like leave out the studio, like I can't do this in front of you, like it's really like weird, but you know, I know a lot of people go through that, like, you know, wanting to preserve yourself for what's good. So it's like, you know, you might go that little span of time, you know, where you ain't had none, you ain't got no affection, no attention. And that's kind of what the energy was. It's like this void of, you know, physical contact and all that lovey-dovey vibes and affection and having that, you know, women especially, you know, sometimes you just want to be held. Sometimes you just want to be, you know, on that type of energy.
Sometimes a motherfucker want a little love. I want a little hug. I want a little cuddle. You know,
after dark, for real. After dark, like for real. So it was a lot to me. I mean, and we got to express that. And it was crazy because like not even, you know, a few weeks after, within the same month, a woman hit me up. Her name's Commodify, and she's actually the one that did the video.
Really?
So she hit me up and she's like, man, your song just spoke to me. I seen it, it put a whole visual in my head and it made me want to do a video. Yeah, so that led to the video being made. And when I tell you, like, I've never met this woman.
I love the video.
It's crazy, right? It's crazy how God works. Like, literally, I'd never met this woman before. You know, she reached out to me. We talked about it, you know, made some plans and some dates and everything. And when I showed up to the venue, it was like everything was already prepared and ready for me. Like, you know, she had people on set for my nails, hair, makeup, outfits, all that, you know, drinks, food, everything was just lined up, you know. So it was crazy because, like I said, that was my second track being made. So, you know, I wasn't looking for none of that.
You were not ready. You were not
at all.
It was totally unexpected.
Yeah. And I mean, it was just a lot of love shown, a lot of networking, a lot of meeting people, you know, in the city that work on these type of things. So it was really, really cool, like, you know, to be able to just be in that situation and be kind of, you know, moved around on some star shit. But she had a vision for her.
So how did you feel that day when you experienced that?
Girl, going up there, I was really nervous because I'm like, you know, I don't really know how this is gonna be. That was my first time really like getting into that vibe of things. Like I'd done a video, but
so you felt like you had butterflies
on that. Girl. Yeah, because I wasn't sure what I was walking into. Like I said, like I'd done videos, but I had never done videos on that, you know, level of things, like where you come in and everything's set out ready for you, you know. So it was like, to me, it was like, oh shit, like y'all must think I'm used to this. I'm not used to this, you know. So it's like, okay, cool, well, you know, we gonna ride with it, you know. And then like it became a really comfortable scene for me, you know. There were other artists on scene, you know, and like makeup artists and all that, you know, and everybody was really, really friendly, really, really kind. So it was really easy sliding in and out of it. And I mean, I remember like working with her the weeks after to make sure the video was up to date and ready to, you know, be released. And it was like, it was just a beautiful process. Like it was a beautiful process. You know, she showed a lot of love. we had a lot of communication, and there was nothing that made me feel uncomfortable ever. But it was like a lot of melanin on melanin. So it was like a lot of Black people in the process. And that really, really made me feel good, from the photographer to the makeup artist to the people handling my fits, to the people handling my hair, so it was all Black, from the whole process through. And that really made me feel good because, it's like, okay, like, this is my, like,
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah. So it was really easy to, just get like, acquainted and all that and move forward in the process. But today, I think that might be like one of my favorite videos. It was just so raw.
Honestly, it's mine too.
Girl,
mine too.
I appreciate that. Big boost energy.
You're welcome.
Oh, but I mean, I was just honored and grateful to have worked with her. I mean, she's gone on a path of her own to, really like put love and light on melanated people. So, she's gone around the country on a 100 types of women type tour. Y'all should go check her out. Her name is Commodified. Yeah. I mean, she's going everywhere taking pictures of women being women.
And which you said her social media was?
At Commodified. So CAMAFITIED. I probably didn't spell that right, but I tried to. And so A for
I'll definitely leave it in the description for everybody.
Yeah, man. But she's a photographer. She's mostly here in Atlanta, I think, unless she's moved. But she shows a lot of love and she's really great at connecting a lot of different types of people. So I can really, really appreciate that, and if y'all haven't seen the Void video, y'all gotta go check it out because it's fire.
Definitely go check it out. It's a dope ass video.
Speak to it.
So now I have to mention this. You gotta talk to me about that Golden Year album.
Oh, Lord.
You gotta tell me what inspired that.
Girl. So I think the Golden Year album kind of starts at my name, Ze.The.Goddess.
Yeah.
Like it took me a while to kind of come into. I knew I was Z, okay?
Yeah.
Like my grandmother. Take this off.
You good?
The opal, bro, would be not fucking with me. But my grandmother's name is Zelma and my middle name is Z. So I was always Z, But when it came into like, okay, well, Z what? Like I didn't want to just be Z. I felt like I needed to have some type of what's the word? Like some type of label. Like you need to know who I am, like the president or the vice president or this or that. You need to know who I am. So you got Meg the Stallion and all these different So it was like, what am I? And to me it was like, okay, well, I'm all about love. I'm all about nature and beauty. I'm all about music and art and creativity. So to me, it was like, okay, I'm Ze.The.Goddess, period. And my best way and I've dealt with a lot of like, I'm a really like giving person. So I've been in a lot of situations where it's a lot of giving and a lot of not receiving,
Right.
And so it was like, to me, it got to a place where it was like, okay, well, I want to inspire myself and I want to inspire other people to like really just like live for them, and living for yourself and making sure that you're good and you're happy and you're straight, you'll be able to do so much more for everybody else, as opposed to like trying to give here and here. And then you're fucked up, or you're not good at the end of the day, and then you're left at a place where you got to kind of pick up the pieces. You start from a place of whole, and then you go and you do what you can for your community and for your family and for all these other people. So it was like, to me, I wanted to be able to express that in my best way. And what brings to me like wealth and finances and abundance and all those things, to me, gold represents that. So we came up with the name of the album, Golden Year, to symbolize like, this is the year that we take gold. This is the year that we've been putting in the work, 2019 through here. So it's like, okay, now it's the time where we kind of start to see some of those things manifest. So, and I mean, that's literally been, it was like, I spoke it into existence. Like, this has been the year we start to see all the hard work start to manifest, and really just take off and show off. So I did part of the album in LA while I was there. My manager lives there. So we got in the studio there for like 3 of the songs. And then we did the other 3 here in Atlanta. And the crazy part about it is like the main producer on the EP is like from my home city, so it's like, it's all like full circle, like when I had first started all this and I put out that first song, Emit, or Time Backwards, that was, it caused him to come into my atmosphere and, hey, I want to work with you, da 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 da. This is somebody I know from my past, this is somebody who I grew up with. So it was like to be able to, share that with someone from my city and share it for my city was like a really, really big deal to me. And so it was for the city. I always say, like, once I get to a place, like, it's putting a city on, it's bringing my city into a place where it's like, okay, y'all got to put us on a map. Like, we here, so it's always caring for the city. But I mean, Golden Year, it was just, it was all my energy at the time. It was kind of like a diary. It was like a diary. It was going through struggle. It was knowing people have other opinions of my life and what I'm doing. It's knowing, there are ops out here, knowing that there are people that are against me, that aren't for what I'm trying to do, and saying, hey man, fuck y'all, fuck what y'all think. I don't give a fuck. I'm living my life, rebel culture. Like, I do what I want to do. I wake up every single day and nobody in this world can tell me what to do or change what I'm going to do. It's up to me. I have all the power. I have all the power. If I want to wake up today and not do shit, I can do that. If I want to wake up today and be completely productive and do this, and that, it's up to me. So it's like giving the power back to the person, for me, that's what it was. It was giving the power back to myself. That's what the Golden Year was for me. Like, it was real rowdy energy. Really, I don't give a fuck. Really, like, and it was crazy because my manager, she had an issue with like all the cursing going on, but it was like, I can't take the cursing out because it has to be that raw. Like, it has to be like what it is. It has to be like, I went in there, I said what I wanted to say, and I walked out, dropped the mic type energy, like, and I want everybody else to live in that same way. Like, at the beginning of the day, and I'm a sympathetic person. I have the most love. I have the biggest heart. But if you aren't good, then you can't help anybody else, So you gotta be straight here first. You gotta make sure you're straight, because nobody else is gonna make sure you're straight. So it's like, you gotta be good with you first. And once you check in and say, hey, you, me, am I good? We good? Okay, let's do it. Let's go out and do what we gotta do. So that's really what the Golden Year was for me. It was kind of like taking back that power, taking back that energy, and just being raw with it. And I mean, I love it. I feel like it's down in history for me. It's down in history.
I love it.
My favorite. One of my favorites. It was a lot of different energy, and I also wanted to really show like different sides of myself in that. So
I
like,
definitely
you have
see
like
that.
Yeah, so you like
that.
at the start of the album, you have like Gold, which is more so like, talking about my empire, talking about what it is that I want from life, what it is that I'm trying to build, who I'm doing it for. And then you end off the track with like Diamonds, which is more of a, hey, like, I got it now. Like, I've been working my ass off, and we here now. Now we can flex.
I love that and the energy towards the end of the album. I was like, God damn.
It was like, it's like, and it's real life. It's like okay, we started with working our asses off. We started with, from the bottom, literally out the mud for real. And then we got to a place where we could really like say, okay, well, I worked for this and I got it. Like, now I got the bread. Now I got the money. Now I got the attention and the success. And, things are starting to unflow the way that they're supposed to. So it was really like, I want people to be able to listen to that EP and take themselves for their own journey through that path, So it's like, you start off in one place and then you conquer, you conquer and you win. You take back everything that's been taken from you. You take back that power, you take back that energy, and you be a boss. And whatever it is that you want to do, no one has control over you but you, your life but you. So, and I also feel like God's willing to meet you halfway on anything that you want to do. So it's like, if you tell God today, hey, I want to, do this and that, and you put the effort towards it, God's going to make sure that you get to where you're trying to go.
Exactly.
And you're going to go through some shit on the way, but you're going to get there if you decide, I'm going to stay put. I'm going to keep working.
People don't understand that there are obstacles in life. You gotta go over these hurdles first.
Girl, hurdles and all that.
Everything's not just gonna come straight to you.
And that's a part. I feel like I've been aging like Benjamin Button.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been like, I really had a different childhood. Like, one of my mom was one of those people who were exposed to the crack pandemic when it was happening.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I mean, it's I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but it's definitely been a journey. It's been a lot, that I've dealt with from a young age up until now. And I used to really like feel types of ways about it, because it was like, to me, it was like, woe is me, and why is it me? Why did it have to happen to me? And everybody else got this, and that, and everybody else got both parents, and
You gotta
house
stop feeling
situations are
bad for
good.
yourself.
Yeah, and you start to kind of feel like this weak, like victim, but as I've grown and I've grown older, I really just noticed like my mom dealing with what she dealt with and being a warrior and coming out of it strong, it really put me in a place to be able to have this type of strength that I have, to have this type of mindset that I have, this personality that I have. I can talk to anybody. I can deal with and socialize with anybody. Like I can understand them genuinely from a genuine place. Like I've got a certain type of grit about me that certain stuff is not going to cause me to stop. It's not going to scare me away. It's not going to back me up or make me back up from it. So it's like everything that happens in life teaches you how to be the person you're meant to be. If none of that had ever happened to me and I was, I don't know, raised in a 2-parent household and everything was okay and we always were on school at time and I did after school, activities and stuff, like I'd be a different person. And I couldn't say that I would still be in the same mindset to go as hard as I go now, so it's crazy while you're in it, but you got to know that every single thing that happens to you really does happen for a reason. It really does shape you and mold you into the person that you are. Every time you get knocked the fuck down, it builds you up to be a stronger person. Yeah, it makes you a stronger person to deal with the next thing that's gonna get you through that gate. So it's like to me, I sympathize with a lot of people in a lot of different situations, but just know no matter what your life is or what situations you're going through or whatever it is, everything, every single thing down to the small things is building you to be who you're supposed to be. So never, oh, well, this is so awful and ha ha ha, me, like this is making me stronger. If it's not, a reward, it's a lesson that's gonna get you to the reward. So I really try to look at things in that, view of things. And I feel like everybody else should, absolutely do the same. I know a lot of us, especially melanated and, foreign, all these things, like we go through it, man. We really deal with it. We really deal with it. It's all types of stuff. And even if it's not our personal lives, it's our family. It's people we know, it's people in our neighborhood. We really go through it. So it's like, I want to make sure to encourage, people, like every single thing that you go through, it makes you and builds you into the person that you're supposed to be. And if you didn't go through those things, you couldn't be that person that you need to be, So for sure, like I feel like it's those battles that get you from, Nicki on mixtapes to Nicki on top of all the rappers in the game, So it's like you gotta go through that stuff to make you and build you into that person. Because you couldn't hop from, point A to
you
point
gotta
C.
go through the steps. You can't just skip all the steps.
If you hop from point A to point C without going through point B, then it's like you're open to all types of stuff that you wouldn't be able to handle because you've never experienced it.
Exactly.
But if you went through point B and it was like half of what point C is gonna be, it's like when you get to point C, it's like, okay, this is bad. But this is bad. This is bad. But I can deal with it. I know how to deal with this. I'm gonna breathe. I'm gonna think through it. I'm gonna see what I can do about it. So it's like you got to have that in order for you to have, like, a lot of people like to ignore that part of the success story. Like a lot of people like to ignore the struggles and the pains and the crying and the long nights and the I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna do this. I don't know how I'm gonna make this happen. A lot of people like to ignore that
hard
part.
work and time.
A lot of hard work, a lot of time, a lot of tears, a lot of pain, heartache, hurt, confusion, a lot of doubt, a lot of I don't know if I should or if I but you have to go through all that to end up at that point and be like, man, regardless of all that, like I made it here. I made it here and I'm good. And I'm able to support more than myself. I'm able to help so many other people, so that's like a really big point. Like, you got to go through this stuff. Like it makes you stronger. So don't look at it as like it's out here to hurt me or it's out here to fuck me up or take me off path. It might could have saved your life. It might could have changed your life from a path you weren't supposed to be on to a path that you absolutely were meant for, so for sure, absolutely, for sure.
That whew. I took that.
Plain and simple, man. It's these are things that, like, people don't think about unless you put it in front of them.
Right.
You know, you put it on their plate, because it is really easy to, especially as a young person, it's very, very easy to see it as, why is the world so against me? And why is all this stuff happening to me? What did I do to deserve this? You know, but it's not even what it is. When you I feel like when people ask that type of question, like, what did I do to deserve this? You gotta kind of like look forward to what it could be like once you're gonna be making the millions and billions, and you know, with this huge platform. It's like, what did I do to deserve that? You know,
Right.
but it's like, you went through all this stuff for a reason, and it's gonna make you and build you into that.
She like the way I'm rocking, cause my shit is hard as fuck. I'm the goddess in your city, baby, turn me up. One time, big step up. She like the way I'm rocking, cause my shit is hard as fuck. When the goddess in your city, baby, turn it up. One time, big step up, bitch, get out the way. Yeah, you heard what I said, little bitch, I'm at your head. She like the way I'm rolling, told her, girl, let's take it slow. I be riding on that shit like I'm an animal. I be rocking on the beat so they can't stand no more. Send it back to you, panting. I got them holding up their hands for some try me. Nigga tryna be a legend, but when I go up with the envy, I'ma get that big, big paper, all the big stacks, make them feel me. Going up like Big Meech, killing shit like Nicki. I'ma be a big monster, make the real nigga feel me. So mad it can't be, straight to the top easy. This song for all the niggas that I told I be at the top, you believe me? But now this shit is God-given, all this young guy living. Young nigga, big icon, and I'ma take it through the ceiling. She like the way I'm rocking, cause my shit is hard as fuck. When the goddess in your city, baby, turn it up. One time, big step up, bitch, get out the way. Yeah, you heard what I said, little bitch, I'm at your head. She like the way I'm rolling, told her, girl, let's take it slow. I be riding on that shit like I'm an animal. I be rocking on the beat so they can't stand no more. Send it back to you, panting. I got them holding up their hands for some trying.
My eyes twitching, think about a brand new beginning. Tension, all of my muscles. We live every day like it's a struggle. Every dope fiend on the block, got no filter. Put on the muzzle on face.